Do Americans even know what tariffs are?
No, not at all. We just polled on it not that long ago, and the numbers were just completely. It's like, should we charge tariffs or not? It was like 33% yes, 33% no, and then everybody else was just, I don't know,
idea.
it doesn't make sense, not sure. But his messaging was on point because he talked about grievances, he talked about jobs, and nobody's looking. Listen, if you got a stock portfolio, you're very likely a Harris voter. And this is something that he's been prepping people for.
Well, you're saying Trump voters don't have stock portfolios?
I'm just saying, looking at the demographic signals, older, higher educated, higher income, overwhelmingly went Biden-Harris.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, Trump, it very much was a working class thing. And this election was about the basically the economy in a way that previous elections weren't even. We asked, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? The typical question, the answer was like 35%. Will today's children be better off than their parents? 22%. So just absolutely off the chart, horrible numbers. And so I think this is one of the things that they're going to trust Trump on. Like, this is why they put him into office, and nothing that's happened so far has affected his numbers. So everybody's happy.
It's the best polling of his political career.
Yeah, he came in strong, and he's got 51% approval rating right now. I think it's just going to stay there. People know who Trump is. They've thrown everything at him. And listen, if anything that we've seen in the last 2 months isn't going to do it, I don't think this will either. So
I'm usually a free trade guy, so I usually do have a little bit of beef with these tariffs, but I think what Trump's real move here isn't to ultimately try to bring back manufacturing, because I also don't think tariffs would ultimately do that. I think Trump's trying to do an art of the win style reduction of tariffs from other countries back onto this. I believe he did this in his first term too. Obviously, these tariffs from other countries onto our economy isn't a good thing, but I feel like for a long time we justified it because our economy was so powerful. And to these countries with nascent, different markets developing and want to protect their, date market, I'm just making something up, they'd put up a high tariff to try to not get dominated by our very powerful market. And we accepted that because we used to buy out a lot of countries for their essentially allyship with us, and we'd actually sell them arms and kind of have a different trade. But what I think the ultimate goal here, and we'll learn very soon if it works or not, is if these other countries remove their tariffs. I don't think this at all is a play to bring back manufacturing, and if it is, then I think it's actually not going to work. So
why do you say that? Because that's essentially the line that the administration says.
I think it's a popular thing to tell people, like, hey, we're going to bring back the jobs, but at the end of the day, like, even a 25% tariff wouldn't make companies competitive in America still for a majority of things. I know we'd love to onshore semiconductor manufacturing here, but when the Taiwan Semiconductor Company tried to do it here, they ended up essentially calling the Americans workers lazy and not being able to keep up with their operations over there. So some societies are specialized to do things, and it takes a long time to develop, for example, like a car manufacturing plant. These are huge capital investments initially. Takes 10 years plus to actually develop the field. And I think, again, this is really more just a negotiating tactic. And it sounds nice, though. Hey, we're going to bring back your jobs to Pennsylvania. And it won in Pennsylvania, but it'll be hard to make good on that promise. The Teamsters love it, though.
I think you're right. The cattle ranchers, Trump, they posted about. I think you're right, Elon. In order for this to be effective, Trump needs a third term.
Yeah. Well, half of Republicans are game. We asked that.
I got to be honest. Aside from a constitutional amendment, what is the actual reason, an honest question, why we limit presidents to only 2 terms?
FDR.
Because the ethical reason? He was bad? They kept voting for him?
It was just because people decided that they didn't like the fact that he had 3 or whatever terms.
They said it seemed too much like dictatorship if somebody were to keep getting reelected. And I guess the idea is the same thing with like congressional term limits. Once you become a president for 3 or 4 terms, I feel like you are so powerful and you're able to already accomplish so much and benefit from your legacy. And I think the idea of it was unofficial since George Washington, the 2, and then FDR broke it during obviously very intense times. I don't know if Trump's serious or just trying to stoke media attention when he suggests that.
I personally think that he's only trying to stoke media attention, and also it gives the progressive that really hate him, it gives them something to hate on him for, and so if it takes the attention off of, say, the stock market, or it basically moves along the news cycle.
Have you guys poll tested a third term?
Yeah, absolutely. We just asked not that long ago. We said, would you favor repealing the 22nd Amendment? So.
Do people know what it is?
Well, we said in the question, so somebody can run for another term again. I think it was in the 30s, but 52% of Republicans said, hell yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I wonder if they would have said that before November 4th of last year when Biden was president.
Because it means Trump running against Obama.
Oh, I guess,
Which
I
is
guess it
where
would
we're
have been
going
Biden,
next.
But
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.